Armen, David Hale there talking about a mutual return to compliance. What does that mean?
Well, they've already set up two working groups, one aimed at getting the US back into the nuclear deal and the other aimed at getting Iran back into the nuclear deal. And the basic idea behind that is a synchronized return. So the US lifts its sanctions and Iran returns to compliance on uranium enrichment. Those two things would happen at the same time. And you probably shouldn't look too much at the rhetoric, which is obviously intended to make both sides look tough and sound tough when the US says we won't lift sanctions until Iran returns to compliance on uranium enrichment. Iran saying we won't comply on uranium enrichment unless the US first lifts sanctions. These are maximalist positions and kind of rhetorical flourishes, but the reality is both sides know that they can't hold on to those positions if they actually want to make progress in these talks. And I think the actions speak louder than words, the fact that these two working groups have actually been set up and have begun their work.
Armen, are these talks today just about the nuclear issue, or are there actually wider geopolitical topics at play as well?
Well, that really depends which of the negotiating powers you speak to. If you talk to Russian or Chinese officials, for example, they would probably say this is really about the nuclear deal. If you talked to US or French officials, they might well say, we want to focus on other issues as well. We want to bring up other issues, particularly Iran's ballistic missile program and its regional role. And actually, a Saudi official speaking yesterday went in that same direction, saying we can begin by a nuclear deal and then move on to another format to address other issues. Those other issues obviously being Iranian support for various political or military forces in Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and Yemen. But I very much doubt whether such a format would be created anytime soon, partly because Iran strenuously rejects any link between the nuclear program and these other geopolitical issues, and also because, quite simply, re-entering the nuclear deal is going to be a very tricky and time-consuming thing with a lot of energy and political capital expended.